Yeah. Oh, y'all hear about that Panera lemonade? I forgot about that till my wife just mentioned it. Most energy drinks are too expensive. LMAO. I stick to the tea.
I flip back and forth. You know me.
Yeah, we drink a lot more tea in the wintertime, which I think either this weekend or the next we're gonna make a trip to the tea store and stock up for winter. All right, it's 8 now, so what is that? That's gonna be Mandy's and Bunny's. It literally says start with half, and my 90-pound friend over here smashes one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's wild. It's crazy how they get away with these serving suggestions, you know? And it's like I'm not pro regulation or any of that thing. You know, the last thing you'll ever hear me recommend is getting the government involved. But it's like I don't appreciate the shady practices of people like deceptively packaging stuff. And recently, my wife was watching one of some of her YouTube vloggers, and they were talking about how a couple of years ago when Crumble came to his town, they he gained a lot of weight, and that's because he found out that like Crumble Cookie advertises the calories per serving, but what they don't tell people is each cookie is 4 servings. And so he thought that like, oh damn, this whole fucking delicious ass cookie is only 300 calories. I'm gonna crush this. It was doing that like on the daily for a couple of months. It was like, why am I gaining weight? You know, that's rough. That's got to be really hard. The 99C strawberry lemonade Arizona tea is super good. It is. You know, and I really appreciate what the Arizona tea guy has done, you know, because he's done basically everything in his power to pay his employees as much as they can while keeping the drink at its original price point. And it's got decent ingredients. Like they use sugar and or honey instead of high fructose corn syrup. You know, so it's like they're not like, you know, skimping on ingredients in order to, you know, put away that profit. You want to hear something crazy about America? Yes, I love hearing crazy stuff about America. Lay it on me.
Oh god.
My wife's leaning in. The FDA allows for 20% variance for food labels. Jesus. Yeah. And I don't disbelieve that at all. You know, actually, I think most true statements I hear about the FDA, you know, are shocking. You know, but it's like I kind of have shock fatigue. You know, after the last fucking decade, it's kind of hard to be shocked by anything now.
Just like coming back from like overseas and like eating American food is fucking horrible for me.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks.
And if you've ever left the country and eaten another country's food for a while, um, and then come back, it is really crazy. Just like the difference. Imagine if a food label had to be accurate, they would never be able to automize that. No, you're 100% right. And it's becoming a big deal now because like with some of these like legal loophole areas, like there's I don't want to put it out there, but there's like products advertised as magic mushroom products, and being perfectly legal in all 50 states, which is true, right? But what a lot of people don't know is they're using they're using Amanita muscaria, which is it's toxic. It's a I mean, technically all magic mushrooms are toxic. And you know, I don't want to get into but Amanita muscaria is different, right? It's a totally different chemical, and it is legal in the United States. And what they're seeing is that the variance in the products that they're selling, and is predominantly being promoted through Instagram. The variance in their product is ridiculous. I think I've seen people, some outlets claim that the variance is upwards of 1,000%. You know, and so some people are getting like way too much while others are getting none. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's pretty classy stuff, or at least it's trying to come off that way, and it's been directly advertised to me a couple of times. American stuff over here is overpriced as fuck. Tastes really mid, and I don't know what their scam packages on sweets and snacks. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, because the same companies that make fast food were bought out by big tobacco because there's been lockdowns.
Yep.
Smoking products. So all of the common foods that you normally when your kids go freaking this other one. I can't remember. God, what the fuck is that? It's like the thing something else called those gobbled up and
Yeah. Yeah, my wife was just talking about how after the heavy tobacco regulations in America, how a lot of those started reinvesting their, started heavily investing in food and lobbying and buying up food companies. And now basically the families and the business affairs of big tobacco now basically own 90% of the products in the grocery store.
read the dark history of Nestle.
My wife says read about the dark history of Nestle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm Poland, and here some shop have America alleys.
American alleys, y'all get snatched. Wait, what's going
I saw the same drink on YouTube, supposed to be weed and mushrooms, like 5 milligrams each. I'm like, what's the point? It's not psilocybin, and 5 milligram THC won't do anything. Well, if you don't consume THC, 5 milligrams will fuck you up, especially if it's an edible. Because I'm not entirely hip on the fine-tuned science of it, but when you eat it, your liver processes it and it becomes a totally different psychoactive compound. You compound the psychoactive properties of THC when ingested, and so if your body's not used to it and you don't have a tolerance, yeah, it'll really fuck you up. I love all the not tested by FDA CBD stuff at the front of grocery stores. Yes, but it takes far more. A normal edible is 20 milligrams minimum. Damn, bro, I don't know where you're at, but I think legally the maximum potency for edibles here is 10 milligrams. Okay, yeah, California. Well, shit, let's pull it up. I have no idea. I live in a recreational state and I don't know shit about it.
I mean, tournament over.
Alaska edibles. I can even spell. THC limits. Okay, below are the purchase limits of on-site consumption: one marijuana bud or flower, or no more. Oh, that's on-site consumption, though. Do we have on-site consumption now? See, that's how out of touch I am. That's what it's saying. I mean, it's Google, but it's saying below are the purchase limits for on-site consumption: one marijuana bud or flower, no more than 1 gram per person per day. Edible marijuana products in quantities within 25 milligrams of THC to any one person port per day. And that's just for on-site consumption, it says. What is the maximum THC limit for edibles? Section 17304. The concentration limits: an edible cannabis product shall not contain more than 10 milligrams THC per serving and 100 milligrams THC per package. Okay, so there it is. You can have 200 milligram servings per package, but they have to be clearly delineated in 10 milligram sections. Oh damn, I got some chat to catch up on.
Oh shit, you do have freaking on-site.
Legal 100 milligram products with up to 10 milligram servings. Okay, dang. So I guess we do a little bit better than California. Nice. I was just at a dispensary a few weeks ago. I usually go once a month. You should look up Reeves Law. Oh, Raven's Law, I think you mean. It's before weed became legal and applies to Alaska. It makes no sense. Pretty funny. Yeah, if I recall correctly, Raven's Law basically said that inside your home, you can have... it's weird. They put a weird limit on it. I think it was like 4 ounces. I haven't heard that in a minute. That's a throwback. Fuck, man. Raven's Law. So basically, if weed shows up in your house, it's cool. Yeah, right? It was like one of those things where it's like, oh, well, you know, since your home is a constitutionally protected area and we can't search it without warrant, and in order to have all this stuff for a warrant, all this, and it's basically just a legal technicality that it's like, well, there's all these steps in order to get there that they're counting that they're just going to get you before that, or, you know, something, if they really are trying to. Like as if Santa brought it to you. For real, right? Hey, and we do have a North Pole here in Alaska. I've been there. I used to... Yep, my wife says that you can send a letter to Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, and he'll write you back. Yeah, actually, I dox myself kind of here for a second, but I used to live in North Pole once upon a time. That was a lot of fun, man. North Pole's a crazy place. Yeah, and I used to work at... There's a Wendy's right behind the Santa's workshop. I used to work there. Not sure what town. Oh, my nephew lives in and loves Alaska. Right on. Yeah, it's more of an affordability issue. And Alaska takes a tremendous mental fortitude to live here. If you're in touch with your body and the seasons and stuff, because it gets dark during the winter. Like even now, right now, it's only 8 and the sun's setting. It's actually it's a pretty sunset. And you know, there's snow on the ground for a huge portion of the year, so it wears on a lot of people, myself and my wife included. Um, to the point where we're kind of looking forward on getting the fuck out of here. That's the only part I can't do is snow. Yeah, that's what my wife just chuckled and said, same here. Yeah, Alaska really is a different place in a lot of ways. Yeah, my wife says it's not for the weak, and I wholeheartedly agree. It's really kind of sad though, because it's like we get a lot of people from California who are like, "Ooh, I want to go hiking," and then like they end up needing to get like fucking medevaced out, or like the Air National Guard needs to do search hunts for them, or they just straight up die. Yeah, a couple of years ago, maybe like it was like 6 or 8 years ago now. It's been a few years. We call it the year of the bear because we had so many bear attacks. And like a couple of them were right here in the city. Probably the one that stands out the most is there was a like a 5K marathon, and like a 15-year-old was doing it, and part of it was through the trail system, and he got taken by a bear, and it ended up, he ended up losing his life, and it took him a while to find him. It was pretty rough, man. Yeah, we've had bears break into people's homes and cars, and usually during the summer it's not a big deal because it's they're so attracted to the fish. But this was like in one of those weird in-between times where we had like an early thaw, and so everything came out early, but the fish weren't running, and there wasn't a lot of stuff to eat. So bears have a tendency to start pushing into the towns. Yeah, people do stupid stuff too, like go on a hike, and like the biggest thing that I see is in poor footwear. People will go on hikes because it's like even our easy hikes are pretty stressful. And not stressful, but like are pretty, they're not super easy. I'm so dumb. I used to walk around my San Jose neighborhood 11 to 3 a.m. I don't know what work out. Oh, I'd work out late. Moved to the mountains. I was like, I need to be a sissy and keep doing what I was doing. And now I'm older, I feel stupid. Plenty of bears, and I hear coyote packs outside my house most nights now. Yeah, I think at one time it was better in California. As far as all that stuff, but I think a lot of the wildlife conservationists have, in some regards succeeded in repopulate. Oh shit! It's 16. What am I doing? In rekindling a lot of these populations, but they, I mean, that's a dual-edged sword, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to like drive out species or whatever, but like sometimes those species eat your pets, and maybe even you. So, oh no, did I forget my bard? I did, damn it. Alright, well, I guess I'm stuck with killing these because I don't want to have incident like earlier. Yeah, I think more recently we've had more problems with moose in the city than bears. Because I think, you know, the bears that were kind of on the outskirts of town and like willing to push the limits have kind of had their metal tested within that period of time that I talked about. But the last couple of years, you know, there's been a couple of run-ins with moose. I hear moose are dangerous as hell. Yeah, they really can be. You know, the males, unless it's the rut, you know, they'll probably leave you alone because it takes a lot of energy to move those fuckers around. But if it's a mama with a baby, and it also kind of depends too, because it's like we have two types of moose here. We have city moose, which are basically moose that have always been exposed to city life, and then there's, you know, suburb moose who are kind of like living on the outskirts of town. Sometimes they'll come into town, but usually they'll just like live on the outskirts. And then there's just full-blown rural moose. The rural moose will fuck you up. The outskirt moose, you know, they'll probably be more skittish than anything. If they have a calf and their calf isn't doing what needs to be done, you know, they'll fuck you up. But we have had, I think we've had 2 generations of mooses calved in our backyard. And it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing in the sense that they always come back to their familiar grounds, and so you'll see them and you get to watch them grow. But it was a curse in the sense that they always come back, and if you garden, they will eat it, and they can eat a lot really, really quick. And it's like, you know, they're moose, right? It's like they're fucking 1,800 pounds of thick. So it's like, it don't matter if they want to push over your fence or, you know, tear down your whatever barrier you have. They'll get through it. Yeah, our plants get eaten by deer. Yeah, deer can be a problem in a lot of places. I think they're slightly less menacing in the sense that, like, they don't have the size, right? But what they lack in size, they make up in numbers, right? Because it's like you won't just have one deer show up. You'll have like 6. And they will just go to town. The good thing is, though, is like I'd punch a deer. Just saying. I'm not trying to start fights or anything, but it's like, you know, if a deer's coming at me, preferably without horns, I'm gonna punch it. I'm not punching a moose. A moose, that's gonna win every single time. Bro, soon I have to go catch a bus. I will die there on trial day. No, you're not gonna die. You're gonna have a great day. I'm sorry to hear that you feel like you got catfished, though. I hope it actually turns around and ends up being a better deal for you than you thought. You're gonna punch something that's designed to take trauma from butting heads?
Yep.
Hey, I never said it made sense.
Exactly.
But yeah. You know, maybe I'll go for a liver shot. Bro, I'm terrified of cats. Big cats or little cats? Because it's like, we have a kitty. And don't get me wrong, he can be terrifying. But yeah, no, oh my goodness, I would piss my britches if I was out in the wild and I saw a lynx or a cougar. Ooh, especially a tomcat. Ooh, that is frightening. Those are designed. Like, cats are designed to kill mammals. Like, they're apex predators in wherever they are at. Regular cats, I'm absolutely terrified of them, and instead of dogs, I'm supposed to work with cats. I freeze when cats touch me, bro. They're exploiting it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cat.
no, you're
They know you're afraid, and they exploit you. But don't worry. Hopefully you'll get introduced to some cats that are really gonna take care of you. Why am I not sleeping this shit? Oh, because she's way over here. I'm like, why is shit not getting slept? Oh, and I lost my dragon? That's not cool. I'm no pussy, so I appreciate the trial day, but I barely slept today. Yeah, sometimes those nerves can really get you. Yes, my wife calls them pre-shift jitters. Cause she's a nurse in the progressive care unit, which is like but she sees some pretty traumatic shit, and she's got a very stressful job, and so it can be rough for her sometimes, and so yeah, I understand. I'd be okay with doggos, but damned cats are stressing me out. You know, you can always say no, but at the same time, it's like, you know, uh, uh, the gold is hidden by the dragon, as they say. So it's like maybe a small, measured, well thought out confrontation with your fears might actually do you some good. Even if it's not like something that you have to do forever permanently. It's like, but maybe if it's just a one-off experience, you might learn something about yourself. And it's a major issue while it's work and shelter, and I'll be basically spending a whole day with them. Wow, that's really admirable, though. Good on you for taking care of those critters. All of God's creatures, need to be looked after. We're here to shepherd them. I feel like cats are easy. Most of them just want to be left alone. Yeah, that's for real. But why cats? I don't know, man. Maybe it's your destiny. Yeah, maybe there's some small lesson that only a cat can teach you, right? But who knows, Maybe you won't like it and you'll move on to bigger and better things. Thanks, baby. Like any person that don't like cats, they really like me just to mess up and say F you. Yay, the in-law's back. That's good. She had a nice time.
I can only move so fast. You're okay, Noodle.
Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, I've always wanted to do something like that, like a shelter or even foster shelter animals. But that is a slippery slope because I know all too well that, some of them might not leave. Yeah, I've always had an affinity with animals. I would own every cat I fostered. Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Last time years ago, I wanted to go into volunteering, but instead I ended grabbing one doggo and adopting it. That's very sweet. Yes, I I have a cute kind of story about that. So, I did some work for a dog kennel here locally. Well, it's not really a dog kennel. It's like a daily boarding facility, and they do like long-term kenneling, and they do like training classes and stuff. It's a pretty like all around. They also do grooming and all that stuff. But anyways, I did a bunch of work for a lady, and I ended up having such a good time doing work for her. She's so cool, and she has such a neat business that I kind of did a little volunteer work with her, where she was fostering a couple of dogs, because Alaska's got a lot of rural areas, and they'll get a lot of stray dogs out there, and so she works specifically with those types of organizations that brings in stray pets from out in rural areas, and helps foster them. And I would help and go and walk them sometimes, go and pick them up and take them down to a park just down the street. And I bumped into a guy, and he was asking me about the dog, because like I was just doing it for fun or whatever, to get some exercise, let them get some exercise. But then this guy started asking me about her. He just, she was such a sweet dog, and she really listened well. And I was like, oh well, this isn't my dog. It's like she's actually up for adoption here, and it's like, I gave him the contact information, and he got in contact with the owner. And just a couple of days later, like he was in literally, because I was walking the dog kind of late in the afternoon, and they were getting ready to close, but he ended up going in first thing the next day when they opened, and filling out the background check and application, because they're really thorough about who they adopt pets to, animals. And within a week he got approved, and took her home. And every now and then she'll send me pictures. He does a lot of hiking and stuff, and it's just really cool that I was like a part of that. Like I could see how that gets so addicting to people. It's like not even addicting. It's like it's such a weird feeling. It's like, because and it's really kind of sad, because I would have adopted this dog. Her name at the time was Moon, but she's been renamed to something else. And if our living circumstances were different, I would have adopted her in a heartbeat. And her sister. It was she had a sister there too. But I guess almost thankfully, it's like we're not exactly in a situation that can have a bunch of pets right now. But both my wife and I definitely want to kind of look into animal husbandry. Growing up, I had horses, and I really enjoyed that. It was a great learning experience, and just a really good, genuine, honest hobby, I think. But maybe not go that far, but definitely like chickens and ducks. Maybe goats or something too. Sheep. Oh man, would love to have some sheep. You can get milk from them. You can get wool from them. You can get meat from them. And they're really good at agriculture management. I used to live in Wyoming, and in a lot of the parks, they switched from using gas mowers to where they had shepherds come in with their sheep flocks, and they would come in and they would like put off little boundaries, and they would set their sheep free and let the sheep graze the fields, and they were really efficient at it. And they refertilize it and everything. It's, man, Mother Nature is bussing. I love you, Mother Gaia. Alright, I don't think I have time to get down to the crabs and really make use of that, so I'm gonna clean up on a couple of these scorpions here as they respawn. We have that here because of fires. Ghosts, though, not sheep. Yeah, they use goats too sometimes. But the trouble with goats, though, is I think their diet's a little bit more diverse, right? So I guess it depends, right? It sounds like where you're doing it at, it's not exactly like park areas. They did this in like strictly parks and stuff. But like for roadsides and stuff, where things other than like grass grow, I could totally imagine sheep being just, you know, natural lawnmowers just mowing through that stuff. And you can get really good I forget what it's called. It's not called wool, like mohair or something from sheep. Or I mean goats. Yeah, no. It's like forest area, bushes, trees, etc. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, that's right, California. Hey man, you might want to train a pig. Go out there and go truffle hunting. You know, especially if there's goats out there, cleaning it and fertilizing the forest areas. That's really gonna promote truffle growth. You can train a pig, sniff out them truffles, go out there. Top quality black truffles can sell for over $100 an ounce. I've actually looked into mushroom cultivation a little bit. I met a guy here locally. It was a very creepy situation, but he was kind of cool, and he grows a lot of he cultivates a lot of mushrooms for local restaurants. Time's up, I'm afraid. So what is it now? It's like birds and F's and crawlers or something like that. Yeah, that's right. It was this time yesterday I fucking made a grave mistake. How am I doing so far though? Not too shabby. Haven't gotten shit for hundreds though, not a single hundred. It makes up for the really good luck I had a couple of days ago where I got like 3 in one run. I almost never get hundreds while farming. Do you do the sub job lock? Not normally. I have. Yeah, I almost always do the sub job block, and I try to do dragons because it's like I feel like dragons have a higher proc rate on the white proc. And I should go more out of my way for like finding them on wide scan if they're, because I think there's 3 dragons in this kind of like part of the map. I sub thief. Oh, okay. Well, I'm main thief, so it's not a big deal for me. Get treasure hunter 3 with eggs. Let's go. Oh, nope, we got the red proc. That's too bad. It's been so long I can't remember if dance slash thief or thief slash dance. One section. Chat, I will be right back. My in-law has requested assistance. So please excuse my absence. We're back, chat. Thanks for your patience. Yeah. Gotta take care of your family, am I right? Damn, I'm getting hella props on his quad dab. Give me a second to think of them. What is your designation? Right. Yeah, we're still doing birds and all that. It hasn't been that long. Maybe we'll check that. We're not getting a lot of procs. 0, 0 to 8. Drop abilities. Crawler, Raven, Argonaut. Yeah. What in the hell? Get procced. Damn ravens. There we go. Jeez. Alright. Seem to be on a roll now. Damn, Makayev. Don't be going apeshit on all. Where are you going? You're okay. Burp. There we go. There's one more. Jesus. Over a bunch of y'all. Oh, at least you're procting. Well, may as well head to Mandy's and Bunny's. We're a little early, but that's no big deal. I was lucky. Fuck, this is such a cool game. Jesus, man, this is such a cool scenery. Jesus, I'm getting raped because I'm not fucking... Jesus, that was close. Couldn't sleep anything and I was in spell lock. Excuse me. Alright, here in just a few minutes, I gotta go give meds to the in-law. Let me get one of them too.
There it is.
Or whatever. Thanks, bro. Holy shit, you're so good. Oh, wow. That's so good, chat. It's sour, it's sweet, it's tangy, it's fruity. Okay. Probably go get myself set up for scorpions here when I come back. Where are we at? Doing okay so far, I guess. Kinda sucks that I died in that one run. It's gonna totally screw up my... Well, not really. Alright, chat. I'll be right back. Gotta give the in-law her meds real quick. I'm back, chat. Thanks for your patience. Might be a little late to be eating cheese, but I'm gonna risk it. And I got a little time before scorpions. Nice. Oh, let me see if we got other beef jerky too. I'll be right back. Do you need anything, baby? Alright, we're loaded for bear. Got plenty of snacks. Didn't have the beef jerky I was looking for, so I'll have to pick up some more the next time I go to the Kiosco. But I do have some of this tahine beef jerky, which for some reason, like, is really sweet. Well, not for some reason. The second ingredient is fucking sugar. Meat does not need to taste sweet. Sorry. Die on that hill. even teriyaki sauce. Like I prefer like a tangy teriyaki sauce as opposed to like a spicy one. I want it to be spicy from the ginger, but like tangy from pineapple. I was gonna say no dragon. He's up on his perch. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Really? Oh, she's right over here. Oh, another red proc. Stingy dragons.